hope my sound is good, and I hope y'all are good. How's everybody feeling today? Today we're gonna ask the question: what exactly does Curtis 50 Cent Jackson bring to the culture? And I'm asking this question. We all see 50's antics online, his internet antics, his constant degradation of other black people. I want to ask y'all, what does 50 Cent bring to the culture that is positive? And we're gonna talk about it. I got a little bit of time. Y'all comment, leave your comment, man. His latest adversary, the latest person that 50 Cent decided to attack and be disrespectful towards is Tip Clifford T.I. Harris. And I think 50 might have met his match, or I think he might have picked the right one. A lot of the people that 50 pick on, they kind of don't have the resources, right? Tip has the resources. As you see, Tip has the resources to get the blogs involved. Uh, he's all over the internet today and yesterday. He dropped a new diss track, and he spoke a lot of truth in that diss track. Look, diss track is cool. The flow is questionable. It was some bars in there that was kind of questionable, but I give it an A+ just for the truth bombs and for the courage. What is up with these niggas out here, man? What is up with New York? What is up with the New York podcasters? Somebody help me, man. When did New York turn into a bunch of glazing ass dudes? When did y'all turn into dudes that just want to eat smoked duck and caviar pancakes? When did this happen? One of the podcasters, Zip with the Drip, he just blocked me. Everybody's sensitive about 50 cents. I don't understand. Do they think 50's gonna give them a record deal or something? Do these niggas want to get some G-Unit Reeboks? What is going on out here? And I want to just talk about 50 real quick. What does he bring to the culture that's positive? Is power positive? No. Is his attacks on other black men positive? No. What does this man bring? What has he brought from day one to the culture? Listen, some would argue 50 Cent is responsible for the death of New York hip hop. Some would argue that. I would argue that. Y'all remember when 50 came in, it was off rip, it was How to Rob. He got big from trying to tear down other black rappers. You understand? That's how he made his mark in this industry. As a result of 50 Cent and the Ja Rule beef, and just 50's energy as a whole, as a result of 50's energy being introduced into the industry, all kind of beefs sprung out. I don't know if y'all remember. Y'all remember Street Wars? Do y'all remember around 2004, 2005, DVDs used to come out called Street Wars, where it was nothing but rap. Everybody was beefing. All the New York rappers was getting into it. And it was inspired by 50 Cent and his energy, his frequency. You understand? The whole guerrilla unit, the tough guy image, the little small, broad-looking wife beaters. Y'all remember that? Everybody wanted to be tough. It was all about being tough. He had been shot 9 times. So being authentic, right, in the industry, was like in style. You had to have been shot. You had to have been to prison. Some wild shit, right? That was the fall of New York hip hop. Look, it started falling when Master P came in. All right, Master P, that down south shit helped take it kind of broke the ice. 50 Cent put the cherry on top. He put the nail in the coffin of New York hip hop. You understand? Salty Racist said he still loves all the Street War discs. Yeah, I love. Don't get it twisted. I love the Street War trilogy or series. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just proving a point. What has 50 Cent brought to the culture that's positive? Okay, he has a studio. That's for him. Okay, he's employing a couple people. Cool. But he's doing way more destruction than he is positive things. You understand? But I mean, let me say this, man. Where I come from, okay, and let me just say this: who I am. We would never kick a Puff Daddy when he's down. 50 Cent is responsible for attempting to get more charges put on Puff Daddy. I don't know where y'all niggas is from, but that's not cool where I'm from. We don't do shit like that. And you got all these silly, goofy people on the internet. Yeah, I'm not gonna get on 50's bad side. They keep saying the same corny shit over and over. Don't get on 50 Cent's bad side. Y'all are so fucking corny, dog. It's so corny at this point. It's like everybody's scared of 50, and then T.I. comes out with the diss track, and he lets it be known, like, look, homie, I'm not, everybody's scared of you. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, 50 has gotten away with so much fuckery in this industry. 50's baby mother got flipped by Puff Daddy, okay? 50's baby mother was Puff Daddy's sex worker or freak, however you want to call it. The law called her a sex worker. 50 has went on this bitter rant. He's been going on and on about Diddy. He was involved in a documentary exposing unsolved crimes. This is y'all GOAT. This is the nigga that y'all look up to. Y'all good with this energy. Then he goes after Jim Jones. Shout out to Jim Jones, right? Jim Jones is somebody that I can respect. I don't respect all his moves, right? But Jim Jones is somebody that has had longevity. And he's been holding on, I don't want to say by a thread, but he's been holding on to what he's built for decades. And here comes this monkey nigga, this gorilla looking nigga, 50 Cent, to try to kick another black man while he's down. I don't respect it. I question the people that get off on this shit. I question all y'all. Why do y'all get off on this? See, you gotta watch people who cheerlead this type of energy. You gotta watch people that take pleasure in watching 50 Cent destroy other black folks. It's like the Ant Glizzy dude. Ant Glizzy is another one. These dudes are no good for the culture. What are they bringing positive to the culture? Nothing. It's just a whole bunch of backbiting. It's a whole bunch of gossip. It's a whole bunch of expose. It's a whole bunch of talking bad. Like, see, maybe I'm coming from a healed place in my life. And I think that's what this boils down to. The people that cheerlead 50, the people that can identify with 50, these people aren't healed. These people got something going on in them to where as though they want to see another man fall. 50 doesn't seem like he's healed. 50 doesn't have a family structure at home. You dig? He's missing something in his life. Maybe he's not healed from how things went down with his mother. Maybe he is missing his father or something. I don't know. But healed people, people that are grown men and women, we don't feel the need every other week to talk bad about somebody else. We just don't do that. That's just not something we feel the need to do. You understand? And it's really exposing what type of individuals we have out here, because a lot of people are struggling. A lot of people don't have shit, and they take great pleasure in seeing 50 trying to destroy other people because they're miserable. They don't have shit. You know what I'm saying? Let me look at these comments real quick. J. Russ McNair said it's called The Art of War. Jim started first. We got one in the chat, y'all. First of all, shout out to you. I respect your comment. I respect you, and thank you for being here. But listen, bro, there is no war. What war? What war, bro? You mean to tell me 50 is so big and bad and almighty that he has to go to war with Jim Jones? That doesn't make sense. So either 50 is not, Tip said it in his new song, he don't really have motion. Either 50 has a lot of motion and is punching down on Jim, or 50 doesn't have as much motion as we think. Okay? Why would you punch down on a Jim Jones? What are you at war with a Jim Jones for? If you're if 50 is so big like he's supposed to be, why would he be spending his time trying to destroy Jim Jones? D Menace says 50 is just making examples out of people. But an example for what? Why is it he's only making an example out of black people? Can somebody answer that? When is he gonna make an example out of another culture? I don't have a problem with him making an example out of people if that's what he feels like he wants to do. Let me tell you something. Real businessmen, imagine a Jay-Z being on the internet, making an example out of people every week. Imagine Diddy making an example out of people every week. See, this is how you know 50 is not who y'all think he is. Let me tell you something, and a lot of y'all won't understand what I'm about to say. A lot of y'all will not understand what I'm about to say. When you really, really rich and wealthy and living good, you're not interested. You're not interested in making an example out of a struggling rapper. You're just not interested in things like that. You got other shit to do. You understand? D Menace says, when the culture mentioned his name in a negative way, they don't want it with 50. No one does. He said it himself. Whenever 50 around. Well, no, that's the image that you bought. T.I. wants it with 50. What you mean nobody wants it with 50? T.I. wants it with 50. Faison Love wants it with 50. What do you mean nobody wants it with 50, dog? He's been called out. Will he step to the mic? Will he step to the booth? That's the question. If he doesn't rap back, then he lost. He already lost, in my opinion. You see what I'm saying? Well, let's break that down, D Menace. He said T.I. can't hang with. He said T.I. can't hang with 50. Now let's break that down. Y'all really believe. See, this is the difference. You guys believe what you're told, right? 50, right? He doesn't have the hits that T.I. has. 50 has those bubblegum hits, Candy Shop. What's the other one? Is it Lollipop or some bullshit? Like 50 sold out immediately when he got here. I'm gonna take y'all back to memory lane because a lot of y'all don't remember. Y'all bought the tough guy image. Y'all bought the big bad G unit. But y'all don't remember. And Black Child just spoke on this on Cam Capone. Black Child said back then, and I remember, 50 was running around with bulletproof vests, bulletproof cars, a ton of police. He couldn't go outside. Meanwhile, Murder Inc. was walking around, no security, living life, happy, in the streets, wherever they wanted to go. 50 couldn't come out the house, y'all. Y'all remember that? Who remembers that? Who remembers that? Does anybody remember that? No, but he's a gorilla. What do you need the police for? Y'all remember Jadakiss? I want y'all to, when y'all get off of here, right? I want y'all to go and listen to Jadakiss's diss. I don't know if y'all remember, but it was at one point, all of New York was on 50's head. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember the whole New York was on 50 head? Fat Joe. Go listen to Fat Joe's diss. Them niggas meant that shit. Yeah, they cool now, right? They're cool now, right? But they meant what they said, and they know who 50 is. You guys just don't know who 50 is. See, y'all bought the image, right? You guys believe the image, but it's already been laid out on the floor who 50 Cent is, man. You dig? Now it's 20 years later. He's older. The beef died down. The gangsters that was on his head, they locked up. They passed away. They washed up. And he feels like he's safe, and he came outside. But for over a decade, 50 couldn't come outside without police. Y'all get at a pass, right? Let's get to some of these comments. I got a lot of people triggered in here. White Matthew said the Locks definitely got 50. Yeah, they did. They got in his ass. Styles P got in his ass. Jada Kiss got in his ass. Yeah, Adolph Wilson said his name is Curtis. The real 50 Cent is from Brooklyn. Let's talk about that for 1 second. Everybody gives Rick Ross. And I'm glad we talk about Rick Ross because Rick Ross spanked 50. Nobody wants to talk about that. See, everybody's too busy on 50's sack. Nobody wants to talk about the real. Rick Ross spanked 50. He whooped him in a battle. What do you mean T.I. has nothing for him? We already saw Rick Ross slaughter that man. Okay? Anybody that was around during that time knows Rick Ross got the best of 50 Cent in their little battle. 50 had to go on to make the character Curly, Pimpin' Curly, right? He had to put on a wig and do funny shit. Okay? But yeah, nobody talks about how 50 Cent is not the real 50 Cent. Nobody wants to touch on that. Everybody gives Rick Ross a hard time for having somebody else's name, right? But nobody talks about 50 Cent stealing another man's name. You dig? He said Lloyd Banks killed Ross. Who heard that diss record? I've never heard that diss record. Lucky Luciano said, yes, he took talk about Rick Ross, but he took, see, the whole point of this is y'all give 50 1,000 passes. Because let's be real, y'all intimidated by 50, you're scared of 50. I don't know what it is. You see what I'm saying? But it's a whole gang of glazers out here. 50 can't do no wrong. 50's supposed to be a gangster, a street nigga. Yes, he is. And he produced a documentary, right, that was speaking on incriminating evidence. That documentary was meant to keep Puff in the penitentiary. And y'all co-signed that shit. I don't know about y'all, man. I don't know about y'all. Lucky Luciano said, clearly, some of those cats ain't scared to jump at 50. Oh, yeah, it was a whole point in time where everybody was on 50 neck. 50 couldn't go to the restaurant without detectives and SWAT team and bulletproof vests and armored trucks. They was on his head. Think about this. Nobody else got touched but 50 Cent. He's the only one that got touched. Where I'm from, you're a victim. That's what you are. You a goddamn victim. You're not the big gangster, respected individual. The respected individuals were Supreme, Chaz, those were the respected individuals. They didn't get shot 9 times, right? They didn't have to walk around. Think about this. They didn't have to walk around their neighborhood with bulletproof vests and armored trucks. They didn't have to do that. D Menace said Preem was telling. Long live CGR. Long live CGR said you're praising a correctional officer over a real street nigga. Now let me address that, homie. First and foremost, to me it don't matter if he was a correctional officer, right? But it was said by real OGs that Rick Ross became a correctional officer so he could smuggle dope into jail. This is what the OG said. I'm not trying to offend for him. I don't really care if he was a correctional officer or not. What does that mean? You got police out here that was involved in the street. You see what I'm saying? You got correctional officers out here that was involved in the street. You see what I'm saying? Now let's talk about the real street nigga part. What real street nigga makes a documentary documenting unsolved crimes? Long live CGR. Where are you at? Come back in here. I need you to answer that question. What kind of, where you at, brother? What? No. CGR, don't get mad. Don't get triggered. I'm glad you're here. This is a safe space. Okay? Calm down and answer my question. What kind of real street nigga executives produce a documentary documenting dry snitching, tipping, on unsolved crimes. Talk to me, brother. Long live CGR says, cause it ain't snitching to call a nigga out for sex crimes. Bruh, he didn't get convicted of sex crimes. And the crimes that I'm talking about, that 50 was tipping, 50 is a rat. That's what rat shit, bruh. The crime I'm talking about, they tried to make it seem like Diddy got Pac killed. Diddy got Biggie killed. Your man, the one you glazing, is the one who executive produced that smiled in that funny blue jacket. He's the one that smiled like a coon, like a buck-toothed coon. Not only does he act like a fed, but he's a coon. Y'all rock with it? Y'all cool with that? You cool with that, bro? Like, let me guess. Y'all up north niggas. You a New York nigga, let me guess. And shout out to my real New York niggas. But a lot of up north niggas, y'all cool with that. You see, you got the niggas like, the nigga Zip with the Drip, he blocked me yesterday. You got Harlem Legend TV. You got 051 China, whatever his name is. You got Poppy from Bronx River. All these guys are glazing 50 because low-key, they want to get flued out. What kind of New York shit is that, man? I thought New York was more thorough than that, man. Y'all top representatives are out here low-key wishing that they can get some caviar pancakes like Tony Yayo. Let's talk about Tony Yayo. Tony Yayo is a hype man in real life. He's a hype man in real life. Like, bruh, I would be so ashamed. My kids like, Dad, what do you do for work? I'm a hype man for 50 Cent. What? Nigga, what? Nigga, what? He's a hype man for 50 Cent. That's all he's ever been. That's all he can't do an interview without mentioning 50 Cent 250 times. Zay says, real NYC ninjas don't do what 50 is doing. And that's what I know. That's what I know. It's me, your friend said Yayo smokes rocks. I bet he do. Look, listen, that bad. Let me tell you something, man. That is the proudest yes man I have ever seen in my life. That's the proudest yes man. When did it become cool to be a proud yes man? Where did my man go? I know he got mad and stormed off. He probably got mad and stormed up off here because he never answered my question. Yeah, and shout out to whatever they got to do to be successful, whatever they trying to do. You're getting flued out. Okay. 50's buying you luggage, getting your nails painted. Okay. Well, whatever, dog. But don't run around like that's a flex. Don't run around here like that's a flex. Then 50 goes and gives them a little podcast that's trash. The podcast is trash. Okay, let's just be real about that. Y'all hit the like button for me. I know some of y'all don't like what I'm saying because we going in today. But hit the like button for me, man. And subscribe while you here if you want to. I don't care. I just do this to vent. I'm here to vent. I'm not a YouTuber. I do got some new shit coming, but I want to tell y'all about in a second. So stay tuned for that. You know we got Top Flight TV. We got another edition coming real soon. Long live CGR, but 50 fake for calling out. See, you're acting like a fed yourself. What sex crimes? Called them out for what sex crimes? Did you even watch the documentary, sir? It don't matter what crime. What? Oh, so street niggas, real street niggas. See, this is why I hate you, street niggas. Real street niggas are allowed to call out sex crimes now. Is that what you saying, brother? Is that what you telling the chat? Are you telling the chat that real street niggas, their duty is to go on Netflix and call out sex crimes? No, long live CGR. See, let me educate you. If you follow the Diddy case, We heard from the sex workers. There were no sex crimes going on, my brother. Why do you want Diddy to have sex crimes so bad? The reason why Diddy's in prison right now is because he paid prostitutes for 50's baby mother. Do you even know the case? Do you even know the case? Long live CGR. Do you even know what happened in that trial or in that case? Diddy is locked up because he provided Daphne Joy, which is 50's baby mother. He provided them what they asked for. They asked for sex workers. They wanted to get G'd out. Diddy provided them those things. And that's a sex crime? Mike Patrick said, 50 doing to Yayo what Diddy tried to do to him. Take him shopping, put him on flights and some. Come on, man. Hey, man, I'm glad my man just pointed out the hypocrisy. There's such hypocrisy going on. But y'all let 50 get away with any old thing. Dayton Hill said, Funny Blue Jacket is the new puppet master. Yeah, he's a puppet master, and there's a lot of puppets out here. He got a lot of people fooled. You dig? The whole documentary was evidence to incriminate. Thank you. The whole documentary was evidence to try, to attempt. It was a bunch of lies on there too. A bunch of disgruntled workers. And 50 sat up there in that blue jacket with them white folks and he's cheesing like a big fat raccoon. Y'all cool with that? Y'all respect that? I'm sorry, bro. The way I was brought up, we don't respect that. You dig? We don't do that. Mike Patrick said 50 been selling on niggas and nobody saying nothing. Yeah. I don't know what all 50 Irv Gotti did an interview. And it was powerful. He did it on Vlad TV. And he was basically saying that, you know, they caught that Fed case. And, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if 50 tipped off the feds. I would not be. Look at his behavior. Look at his behavior now. He's going in front of the whole world, talking about people doing crimes or allegedly doing crimes, trying to get people more time in prison. This is a fact. 50, somebody stop me when I'm lying. 50 went in front of the world, started talking about these alleged crimes, trying to get P. Diddy more crimes, more time in jail. You understand? And y'all respect that. Long live CGR said, ain't nothing wrong with snitching on enemies. Art of War. Yeah, okay, so are you Latino? Are you Latino, CGR? Hey, chat, did y'all hear what he just said? Did y'all see his comment? Long live CGR just told us there's nothing wrong with snitching on your enemies. That's what he just told us. So you just disqualified yourself from the conversation because you there's nothing else you can say to us, man, at this point. Jason said 5-0. He's been doing this and always blacks. Never. Yeah, that's why I don't respect him. I don't respect what 50 is doing because it's not even. Okay, now if he was calling out all other coaches, he hasn't said nothing about Jeffrey Epstein. He hasn't said nothing about Harvey Weinstein. Right? I don't respect him. He's trying to go with all our greats. He's talking about Jay-Z. He's talking about Diddy, T.I., Jim Jones. He's starting to look like a fucking fed, y'all. He's starting to look like a fed. Like, think about this. This is agent provocateur behavior. What is he bringing good to the culture? Is power good for the culture? No. We already know what the streets look like. We already know about a drug dealer with a duffel bag dropping it off on some corny shit. We already know. What is he bringing to the culture, y'all? Long live, you disqualified, homie. I'm sorry, bro. You had your time. The comment you just made, you disqualified yourself. Jason said he single-handedly destroyed hip-hop. I spoke about that when I first got on. 50 Cent put the nail in the coffin for New York hip-hop. Yes, he did. A lot of y'all don't remember. A lot of y'all seem to forget. 50's energy was contagious. That negative vibration is spread throughout the New York area. Everybody said, oh, 50 got on because he dissed everybody. Let me start dissing everybody. Next thing you know, there was no New York hip hop. Zay says he was the only rapper who could walk around with a bulletproof vest. Yeah, that had to walk around with a bulletproof vest. He was the only rapper that had. See, everybody else was kind of unified. 50 came in and disrupted that unity. Y'all remember New York? New York, New York, or whatever song was, Ja Rule, Jadakiss, Fat Joe. You remember that video? Everybody was unified. You see what I'm saying? 50 came in with his negative, low vibrational energy. The reason a lot of y'all like 50, because y'all are negative and you have low vibrational energy. You understand? When has 50 ever spoke out? And maybe I missed it. When has 50 ever spoke out on a Trayvon Martin? Why didn't 50 use his celebrity and his star power to speak on these type of issues? What type of nigga, y'all respect that shit? Long live CGR. Why are you ignoring T.I. testifying in a murder trial and Rick Ross being a whole pig? Let's talk about it. I don't run from nothing over here, Top Flight TV, brother. We don't run from nothing. Let me say this. T.I.'s gangster persona, it left when he hopped on that stand and testified. Okay? Nobody's arguing that. Nobody's arguing that T.I. didn't break his own code. Not my code. I don't live by that shit. T.I. broke the code. T.I. can't talk that gangster shit no more. I watched it in real time. I remember watching it on the TV because I wanted to see what he was going to say. His friend Phil got unalived, and T.I. helped put the people in prison. Yes, he did. That's not what we're talking about. That's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother topic. You see what I'm saying? When did 50 speak? I'm gonna look it up, bro. You might be right. When did he speak on Trayvon? Maybe he did. Dexter Fuqua, 50 Cent, Diddy documentaries, police work. It is police work. Come on, man. Stop playing. It is police work. So T.I. and T.I. and 50 are in the same category, okay? The point is not about who's snitching. The point is what y'all let people get away with. The point is what 50 can do, and you guys will accept it. You'll cheerlead it. It'll be okay. It's all good. You dig? Long live CGR said, address your lie about 50 not speaking on Trayvon. Okay, I said I'm going to look it up. Maybe I missed it. But he didn't say it loud enough. What did he do about it? Did he put as much energy as he's putting with Jim Jones onto this Trayvon Martin case? Answer that. C. Choa said, are you supposed to be street forever? I like that question. I believe that you're allowed to, well, let me say this. A man can do as he pleases. I left the street at 23 years old. You understand? I left the street, its codes and ethics at 23. You understand? Because the reason I left, one of the many reasons I left the street is because I was fighting most of the battles. A lot of the guys I had around me, they wasn't on the same shit I was on. They wasn't gonna go to the extent that I was gonna go to. And I realized that it was all smoke and mirrors, man. I realized that There was no loyalty. You understand? And I got the fuck out. And I wouldn't change my life. You know what I'm saying? That guy said I left the streets at 28. Yeah, so I believe, yes, I believe men, people are allowed to leave the streets. But the point is, as you see 50, he's running around talking about T.I.'s a snitch. He has no room to call T.I. a snitch. You put out a full documentary on unsolved cases. That is way more than what T.I. did. At least T.I. had an obligation. Now, let me say this. In T.I.'s situation, one of his best friends was unalive. Let's get deep real quick, man. And this is why I don't look at T.I. as a rat. Okay, there's a difference. T.I. wasn't facing jail time. He wasn't trying to cover his ass. He wasn't trying to save his ass. Okay, this is why I don't look at him as a rat. Did he cooperate? Yes, he cooperated. Was he a rat? A rat will claw, scratch, and try to get his way out of something. T.I. cooperated with the law. Now let me get deep real quick. I want everybody to stop and think about this real quick. You get famous. One of your bodyguards, one of your best friends is on the road with you. You know his family. You know his kids. You know his mother. That man gets unalived. Now it's time to put the people away that did it. The mother's looking at you. Hey, because the mother wasn't there. The mother can't put these people away. The mother can't get justice. You're the only one that can get justice. The mother's lost their son. And she's looking at you like, hey, are you going to help me get justice? What are y'all going to do? Now, I'm not excusing it. It's a violation of the street code. No matter how you slice it, it's a violation of the street code. Yes, we know this. But I'm talking about on a man level, on a moral level. Because at the end of the day, what the fuck is a street code? You dig? So I'm not 100% mad at Tip for what he did. You know what I'm saying? That man did what he felt was right. He owed it to the family, and he helped the family get justice. You dig? Should he talk about street shit anymore? No, he shouldn't. He should leave that alone. He should say, hey guys, I cooperated with the law. I'm no longer talking about street stuff, and move on. You dig? William Walker, remember that happened in Cincinnati there? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Cornelius Booth said, you're supposed to leave the streets after a while. That shows human growth. You ain't about to be 60 years old looking for a chick to mess with or going to a bar trying to re-up. That shit doesn't make sense. Yeah, I agree. Mike Dela Cruz says, what 50 Cent offered to other rappers, now petroleum jelly. I don't know what that means. Thaddeus Williams says, all them rappers snitch for real. Yeah, let's be real. Let's be real, man. Even street niggas, man. Let's be real. It's very rare that you're gonna find a street nigga that is playing by all the rules. That it's like a 5% out of 100, if that. The street code is just too strict. It's very hard to live by the street code. 1,000%. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about that. It's too hard, bro. Everybody got some shit with them, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I've seen it. I've seen a lot of these street guys, man. You know, I was told on when I was in the street about a so-called OG, somebody I looked up to, told on me, okay, to get himself out of jail. He told on me. And you know, before we did our crime, I told him, I said, dog, you should go home, because he had just came home from doing 4 years. I said, bro, you should go home. And I told him a bunch of times, I said, go home, we not up to no good. You know what I'm saying? And he still wanted to come with us. And then he get his ass locked up. And he told on me. I gotta wait. We gotta wait. He told on me and a couple other cats. So I seen the so-called street nigga, and I seen the flaws in all of them. It's not too many street niggas that are without flaw. You see what I'm saying? Long live CGR said no snitching is a myth. Well, we know what you, sir, because you just excused. You said you're allowed to snitch on your enemy. Okay. No, listen. No snitching is not a myth. Omerta is a myth. Okay? The code of silence is a myth. The principle is not a myth. I've done many crimes and I've never told on anybody. You understand? But we know when you get in that boat in that room and they giving people 100 years, okay? It's different. People are gonna crack under pressure. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who you are. A lot of people, very rarely will people say, okay, give me my 100 years. Give me my life sentence. I'll take my life sentence. Come on, let's go. And then when they do, years down the line, they be wanting to come home and shit. You see what I'm saying? I Am Black 8 said, it's a code of honor that's not exclusive to one group. Many people bear subject to fold if the honor is not enough. Shada said, people break when that pressure is applied. Absolutely. I want y'all to think about this, man. We've seen it time and time again. We've seen the rapper. Now, let's take Lil Durk, for instance. Lil Durk is in a world full of trouble, y'all. That man's in a world full of trouble. And he has co-defendants. And 3 of his co-defendants just severed ties from his case. They do not want to be in his case. And more than likely, they're going to tell on Lil Durk. Okay, somebody out of that group, you can bet your bottom dollar, somebody out of that group is going to help put Durk in ADX for the rest of his life. You understand? Now, it was cool when everybody was on the street and the women were around and they was going to the club, VIP, jewelry, 30 clips, Balenciaga. It was cool. It was all good. It was even all good when they put the cuffs on them. But after they get in that cell for a couple months, and them lawyers start walking in with those faces like, then it's not all good. Okay, now it's different. You understand? Mike De La Cruz says, what do you think the same vibes between Tupac and Eminem? Hold up, what does that say? Mike De La Cruz says, what do you think the same vibes between Pac? Why is Pac and Eminem in the same sentence? I don't understand that. Long live CGR said, y'all swear Durk a street nigga. I'm from the hood. I didn't say Durk was any of that, bro. Anybody with a brain, anybody that's been in the street can tell Durk wasn't really like that. You know what I'm saying? I never said nothing like that. You know what I mean? I Am Black 8 said, nah, I'm sharp. I know it ain't all good when not on their job or playing their position. Tom 18188, Top Flight TV. What it do, homie? What's up, big dog? I appreciate you, Holmes. I appreciate you. Big shout out to you, man. You think Lil Durk gonna flip? I think Durk is gonna try to hold strong. And the reason why I think that is because his pops went through it. His pops is coaching him. His pops did 18 years or something like that. And then another reason I don't think he's gonna flip is because he's supposedly practicing Islam really heavy. So I think some niggas are so blinded by this code, right? Some niggas are so blinded by this code that they can't see what's the best for them. And I'm not saying Durk should tell, because I believe Durk is responsible, just like King Von. I believe they're responsible for thousands of young black youth that ended up behind bars, that ended up in the graveyard. I believe they're responsible for thousands of broken homes. And I'm not fully blaming them, but they need to be made an example of. King Von, they made an example of King Von. I agree with Charleston White. Little Tim, he was sent by a higher power. Little Tim was sent by a higher power. That shit was ordained. That shit that happened to King Von, that shit was ordained. They got him up out of there, man. Do you know how many young black, I shoot videos for a living. Let me tell y'all, man. I shoot videos for a living. And I be in different towns and different cities. And I see the influence that these dudes have on these kids. These kids want to be like the Little Durks, the King Vons, the NBA young boys. And I fuck with young boy. I fuck with young boy heavy. But you got to really think about this, man. You know what I'm saying? Cornelius Booth said, I most definitely agree with Charleston White. Blank Man said, Boosie been told the young rappers, watch what y'all do. Ronald said King Von was sacrificed. No, he wasn't sacrificed. He wasn't sacrificed. He jumped out on the wrong people. King Von, he jumped out on the wrong people, dog. He thought, you know, hey, look, man, that tough Tony shit will only get you so far. You gotta be smart. At some point, the smartness, the intelligence has to kick in to say, hey, let me calm down, let me slow down. You dig? He had Lil Tim fucked up. He had Lil Tim fucked up. Mike Dela Cruz says Triple X or Drake. It would have been Drake before this battle, but I'm going with Triple X, man. Drake is the most. Drake is going down in hip hop history as the most bitch ass nigga in the history of rap. He is, besides 6ix9ine, besides Tekashi 6ix9ine, Drake is the most flawed individual in the rap game. Okay, that's just my personal opinion. You dig? I was a Drake fan all the way up until the Heart Part 6. I was a Drake fan until I saw him. Listen. I was a Drake fan until the Heart Part 6. That's when I lost a little bit of respect for him. As time went on, he kept doing dumb shit. He kept doing bitch nigga shit. And by the end of it all, I can't stand that nigga. I don't even like listening to his old shit now. You dig? Like he did so much whack shit, bro. From suing to whining. I mean, and watch, when his new album come out, when Iceman comes out, it's gonna be more whining. You dig? Mike Dela Cruz says Lil Wayne or Drake, man, neither. I don't like neither of them niggas. I don't like Lil Wayne because of what he said, his politics. You know, in the midst of a lot of the racial stuff that was going on out here, Lil Wayne said he don't know what racism is, and you know, he don't care about nothing that don't got to do with him. That's what he said. He said, I don't care about nothing that ain't got to do with me. I don't respect, you know, artists like that. I believe if you were blessed and fortunate to be able to get to a certain level, you should use that. You should use your voice in a positive way. You know what I'm saying? Mike Dela Cruz says Tupac or Biggie. Tupac, easy. That's easy. You know, it's Pac all day over here, bro. All day. I remember when Pac passed away. That hurt my feelings, man. I was a big Tupac fan back in the day, and I still am. You dig? Tom says, I can't get down with Lil Wayne after what he said, like Top Flight is saying. I really don't care for Drake. Yeah, man, listen. You know, he showed his true colors, man. Like, look, I get it. You're rich. You got other things going on. I get it. A white officer saves you. Cool, I get that. Nobody's telling you to hate white people, but you should always stand by your people, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially in those type of times. Yeah, Pac was the realest, man. Long live CGR said, hustle, you don't know ish. That's my hood. I know what I'm talking about. Do them people in your hood know that you said it's okay to snitch on your enemies? That's what I want to know, CGR. Does your hood know, CGR, does your hood know that you were in this chat saying it is okay to snitch? All this CGR said, yes, they do. It happens all the time. This is that new shit. This that 2026 shit right here, man. This is new stuff, man. Hey, Mike, I said Tupac, man. I said Tupac, bro. Biggie was cool, but Biggie, man, you know, thing about Big, you know, Puffy. Y'all better think Puff Daddy for Biggie Smalls, man. Y'all better think Puffy, okay? See, a lot of people were mad at Puff, and they fell for the bait, and they fell for the propaganda. But Puffy made Biggie. Biggie was dope. His rhymes was dope. But Puff put the package on him. Puff packaged him to where as though he could be the Notorious B.I.G. You dig? Mike said Tupac or Nas. Man, Tupac, man. All of these dudes is Tupac's son. All of them. All of them. Every rapper besides Mobb Deep and a lot of them other New York cats are Tupac's son. Every rapper after 1996 is Tupac's son. I'm talking Master P. I'm talking everybody tried to model themselves after Pac when he left. This new shit you see, this Lil Wayne shit, the tattoos, the rock star image, that's Tupac. Future, Tupac. All of this shit is Tupac, man. You dig? William Walker said, how you feel about the stuff going on in Mexico? That's a great question. I'm glad you asked. Mexico is, them goddamn Jing cartel members are putting belt to ass. Man, listen, man. Let me tell you something. They some bad boys, man. I don't want to hear nothing about black folks, how violent we are. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to hear no more about this shit. Because them cartel members, man, I saw a video where they had a drone. They took somebody's head, put it on the drone, and flew it off into the sky. Listen, man. And let me say this too. And shout out to my Mexicans. But I'm glad Trump is doing what he's doing, because America was going to look like that soon. America was going to look like what Mexico looks like now. Those goddamn Democrats was letting so many Mexicans over here. It was only a matter of time before cartel ended up over here. And what I want to say is, it's going to hurt some fellas, what I'm about to say. Everybody that's in the streets of the United States of America protesting America and Trump and ICE, y'all need to take y'all ass to your homeland and go protest that goddamn cartel. I'm trying to figure out. They say people flee from Mexico because of the cartel. At what point are y'all going to say, you know what? We're not going to flee. We're going to stay here and fight. At what point are the good Mexican people going to fight for their homeland? That's what I want to know. Think about how many people, millions of people have entered the United States. You mean to tell me that those million people couldn't team up with the government to run the cartel up out of there? Instead of coming up over here, burning shit up, waving Mexican flags in the American streets? Come on, man. Make it make sense. Anyway, I ain't gonna stay on that too long. But Mike said Ice Cube or Eazy-E. That's a hard one, bro. Man, lyrically, I'm gonna go with Ice Cube, of course. But you know, image-wise, and you know, I gotta go with Easy, man. Shada said they only think about getting free from that chaos. No, I get it, right? But this is what I'm saying though. See, black Americans, we stayed and fought. You know, our ancestors, they stayed here and they fought. We went through so much hell here. We didn't flee nowhere. We didn't go nowhere. We stayed and we fought. And I'm saying that the good Mexican people should do the same and make their country great. You dig? Mino SG said, y'all comparing everyone to dead rappers like they have any chance. They dead. Look, y'all hit the like button for me. Hit the subscribe button. I gotta go, but I'll come back this week sometime with another topic. We can chop it up, man. I'm sure 50's gonna do some more Bama shit. He's gonna do some more raccoon shit. I want to see if T.I. drops another diss record. I think he's going. I think he got another one in the cut. You know what I'm saying? I think he's gonna come with something else. But I appreciate y'all for kicking it with me. Boom. We